Hello, and welcome to the January 15th stream of Skin Deep Development. I am Brendan Chung, and today we are going to work on this little gun turret I've been working on. Alright, let's build this thing. Let's see what we got. Okay, so right now I have the turret to be my friend, so it's not shooting at me. This turret model is from Quadrilateral Cowboy. The art and the audio is from Cowboy, but the code in Cowboy was kind of hard-coded to just shoot the player, because in that game the player was the only person in the world. So I had to rewrite a large chunk of it to handle generic actors in the world. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the attention of this bad guy. He's going to walk over here. You can see he's acting kind of weird. It's like trying to shoot his ankles, which is kind of strange. So let's make that behave better. So let's go through our code and see. Okay, so I think alright, so we have this chunk of code right here that targets specific parts of the person. And I think if we move it up here, where was it? Target at, it's here somewhere. There it is. Okay. So if we have a target, I think what we want to do is do a few checks. So first we want to check center of mass, and then we check the legs, and if that fails then we aim for the head. I think we want to do head last because we don't want the turret to just shoot you in the head immediately, because that feels bad. I think we want to do center of mass first because it has the highest chance of hitting the thing. And then we just throw in legs in there just in case. Okay, so we are going to okay. Let's see how this works. So we're going to do a trace line. And we're also going to draw a little debug arrow so that we can verify it's doing what we want it to do. Start here and there. Okay. Excuse me. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather today, so this is going to be a slightly shorter stream than usual. Alright, so we have... Alright, so whenever you do a trace line check, it returns you a the fraction value, which means like how long did the trace line go before hitting something. So just because I'm curious to see what happens, let's see what number it returns for us. Con no print. So this will make console commands appear in the game screen. Alright, so let's see how this trace line works. Huh. I don't know why it returns 0. That's weird. Oh well, let's ignore that. Let's see what... Instead of doing that, let's see if... So the trace line check should return the entity that it hits. Yeah. So we should be able to check if the trace line hits the target entity, then it has a clear line of sight. Oh, Adamantis, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Okay, so we have this, and I think what we can do is look at how this code is being used in other parts of okay. A large part of coding for me is just doing Control-Shift-F and just looking at how this code is being used in other parts of the game. And that usually gives me just enough information to do what I need to do. Get energy none. Okay. All right. Nope. Did not like that. What don't you like? What? Where's the error? It's like that. How about that? Aha, all right. Moo Cow asks, have you tried using Visual Assist? It's a lifesaver for me. I have not tried using that. I actually don't even know what that is. If that is a thing that's built in, then I should probably give it a shot. Alright, so bad guys coming. This is not getting called. Alright, I'm gonna turn off the sound because it's annoying me. I'm not sure why. So the trace line is, you see the debug line. Whoa. It is getting drawn out from the muzzle to the guy. So it is hitting the person. But it's not giving me the values that I expected to give me. If aim TR and TM. It's this. I'm thinking maybe it's the, whenever you do a trace line, you need to tell it, give it like a hit mask of what you want it to hit or not hit. So maybe let's try, let's see if that changes anything. Is this going to hit? Well, that did not work. Well, alright, let's look at other chunks of code and seeing how it's used elsewhere. Transport community. Let's try that. Aha! Success. Cool. Alright, so now the so the solution was to add more mask values right there. So now the turret knows whether it has line of sight to this spot right here. So what we can do is tell it so that if you do have line of sight to center of mass, then make the target position this spot right here. Let's clean this code up a little bit. I try to not copy and paste chunks over and over again, so let's instead throw it into a variable. Target candidate. Get this right here. Then we could throw that in there. All right, so now, hopefully, it should aim toward the target's center of mass. Get over here. Sweet. Yeah, looks like it's working. That's great. Some funny physics happening there. So, when your health bar reaches 0, you enter this bleed out state, where you kind of crawl around on the ground and you leave this little blood trail behind you. Right now I'm trying to figure out a way, trying to decide how does the player save themselves from the bleed out state. Like in co-op games, they'll have a teammate come and pick you up. Excuse me. But I'm trying to figure out a way to, for the player to save themselves. I was thinking maybe an item that you can use. I was thinking maybe, I had an idea of that maybe if like you find a wall to lean against, but I'm not quite sure if that's a good idea yet. All right, cool. So it is aiming correctly. One thing I noticed was that can't fly over there. So if you look kind of closely at the end of the laser beam, there's a little red dot, or a little glowing orb. And I think I noticed that when it was aiming at the bad guy, the orb was not there. And I'm not quite sure. Or is there? Yeah, the orb is gone. Let's try to figure that out. Anton says, defibrillate yourself. I think that's a great idea. I like that. I am into that idea. Okay. All right. That works pretty well. Anton says, everyone knows bullets and other debris pop out like grape seeds when being defibrillated. I think that's not true for Earth defibrillators, but for space defibrillators, I've heard that is how they work. Okay, so I have another trace line check for the laser. I'm making that mouth noise because I'm realizing that I'm doing a trace line check to check the body parts of what to hit, and I could probably roll that into this laser beam check and just use that same value. So instead of doing 2 trace line checks, I could probably just do 1. I'll add a to-do list. I'll add a to-do note. That might help speed it up a tiny bit. For the laser? Question mark. All right. Where were we? Check target. LOS. Oh, right. Okay. So we're doing the laser now. So I think if I maybe change it to that, the laser will behave better. I think we might be able to see the little glowing orb appear on his belly. I don't think I see it. Oh wait, I think I might see it actually. Let me turn off this debug arrow that's blocking everything. Oh, actually I could show off another cool debug feature in the Doom 3 engine. Let me wait for this guy to get closer. Alright, so the cool debug feature is you can freeze the game world, but still walk around it. And it's super handy, and there's still collision on things. Oh, I think I see the orb. The orb is on his crotch. There it is. Why is that happening? Why is the orb allowed to travel so deep into this person's body? So this is a chunk of code that determines where that orb goes. Well, let's take a look at this list. Let's try this out. Let's see what happens. Come on. Well, let's give this one that shot, and if it doesn't work, we'll move on, because I'm not quite sure why it's behaving like this. Roy Elviser suggests, since you've been frozen aboard these ships, how about this? Before bleeding out, you have to drag yourself to another cryo chamber and dump your consciousness into a clone. Ooh, I kind of like that. I kind of like the idea of having to drag your body to specific places. Oops. Like dragging your body to a medical chamber or something like that. I think that's kind of interesting. I can't tell what's happening here. Oh well, I don't know. The orb is misbehaving, and we'll add it to do note. Well, alright. Okay. Alright, so let's look at what we got so far. You got this sealing gun. You got a bad guy. Oh, something that would be really nice is if, so when it was firing at the person, the muzzle flash was still pointing straight ahead, even though it was shooting downward at him. It would be nice if the muzzle flash aimed downward. And I think that's doable. So right now, to rotate the body of the turret, we're manipulating one of its joints and just manually telling it what direction to aim. And I think we can do the same thing for the little gun barrel part. Wow. Okay. All right. So, what we want to do is we're aiming at the center mass, but if the center mass if we don't have line of sight to the center mass, don't want that. All right, let's make a new function called find target position. And we're going to throw all this stuff into here. Give it a variable called muzzle position. Copy this, throw it in here. Okay, so if we have center mass, then return that and we're done. However, if that fails, then aim for the feet. The feet will be considered, so the origin point is on the ground, basically. So we're going to aim up a little bit, 4 units off the ground. And attempt to shoot this person's ankles. If we have clear line of sight to the ankles, then return that value. And if that fails, then we aim for the head. The head will be considered the very top of the mounting box, minus 4 units. Is that right? Let's double check. Let's open up the bad guy. So the bounding box goes up to here. Wait. What's happening here? Why is this box so big? Alright, so it'll aim right here. How about, let's make it 5 units. Alright, let's do that instead. So it's going to shoot at the top of the mounting box, minus 5 units. And that will be its head shot. And if that fails, then Alright, if that fails, then we just return to firing at center mass. Even though we know it'll fail, but it has the best chance to hit the thing. Alright, so this code should handle The bad guy getting obscured by geometry. Wow. I'm not sure if we can exactly test this, but let's give it a try anyways. I'm gonna make a little privacy shield to protect this bad guy's center of mass. There is your personal privacy shield. So I'm guessing it'll... I don't know, does that have line of sight to the feet? Maybe. Let's see what happens. Oh, still has line of sight. Let's see what happens if I raise this up a little bit. Oh, what happened? Oh. I was in Frozen Time world. That's what happened. I don't know. I think it's fine. If it doesn't work, then we will soon know when it gets played some more. Great. Good. Okay. Alright, let's change the turret so that it's on a different team. Right now it's on team 0, which is the player team. If I change it to team 1, it should start shooting me. It's a mean gun. Alright. Actually, before I do anything else, let's check in our changes. Okay. Turret. Now prioritize the center mass, then legs, then head. Okay. Yeah, so what I wanted to do was I wanted the targeting system to have a blind spot. So I noticed, I was thinking while playing that the way that this turret was designed is actually has this weird design flaw where because it is this cylinder that pops out of the ceiling and rotates, it kind of has no way of shooting something that's right below it. So I was thinking of giving it a blind spot where if you're standing right below the turret, it is unable to shoot you and unable to see you and gets sad. So let's give that a shot. Is this all checked in? All checked in. Okay. I'm trying to think of the best way of doing this. Okay. Actually, I have a pretty... Yeah, I think this is actually not too bad. So I think if I just check... Yeah, if I just do a comparison on the X and Y values of the turret versus the target, then I should be able to, excuse me, to see if the thing is right below it. Anton says the Half-Life turrets were on a smart hinge. Yeah, I played a lot of Team Fortress Classic, and wait, that's not what I want. That's what I want. I played a lot of Team Fortress Classic, and I really liked the design of their turrets and how it was fully articulated to handle any direction. I thought that was really cool. But I've decided to go in a different direction of making turrets that are kind of stupider than that. Okay. Target position equals actor, get physics, turret position equals alright, so I think if we just check if target position dot x what's the size of this thing? 48 is less than dot x wait it's more than and target position dot x is less than is that right? Well, let's just try it out. Stop shooting me. Alright, it's blind. Okay. Okay, cool. It looks like it's working. So, I think you can just change all of these. Uh-oh. Alright. Looks like it's working, I think. If I step out. Alright, it's kind of working. I think it needs a little bit more work to make it better. Cool. Oops. Alright, I guess it's working okay. Sweet. And if I step out from here, it gets mad. All right. Well, I'm happy with that. Cool. Yeah, I think we made some good progress today. The turret is getting beefier and getting more robust. All right, so I think we're gonna call it a day for today. Thanks for joining. This was a lot of fun. I'm hoping I'll be feeling a little bit better on Thursday. But I will see you then, and we'll continue doing more stuff. Probably the turret, I suppose, but we'll see what happens. Cool. Thanks for joining. I'll see you all next time on Thursday. Bye for now.